Hello, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I painted a Primaris Chaplain. As you can see, I've undercoated the model with white primer. Then I go into the inside of the cape, painting it with Games Workshop Mephiston Red. I painted the legs and the arms and the outside of the cloak with Abaddon Black. I painted a good 2 or 3 layers. Then I went over the inside of the cape with Citadel Shade Carroburg Crimson, just to give it some depth. Then I went over the jewel and the skull on his leg with Citadel's White Scar. I also painted the chain on the left hand with Citadel's Lead Belcher. I highlighted the Abaddon Black on the legs with Dawnstone from Citadel, and then I also painted the jewel on the leg with Spirit Stone Red. I have now glued the legs inside the cape and added some red, Mephiston Red, on the edge of the cape to give a nice crisp line. I have now painted the chain with the Lead Belcher and also the armour around the neck. I've also painted the red on the Purity seal on its cape as well. The Purity seals have now been painted with a Shabti bone. I painted the face with an undercoat of Corax white, then painted the highlights using White Scar. I also painted the eye sockets with a fluorescent red, and then later on I will be putting some white dots on the actual eyeballs just to give it a menacing look. The head has now been attached to the body and you can see the white eyeballs giving a very menacing look. Really pleased with how that has turned out. I've now added the left arm and also the backpack and the halo to the figure. The halo was painted with Retributor armour, also a Citadel paint. I've started to do the grey highlights on the cape now, and also the brown, which is Rhinox hide, on the belt, with Lead Belcher for the buckles. The shading on the cape is quite rough at the moment, but it will dull down when it gets a shade on it, so it will look much better once the shade has gone on and dried. I've now added the right arm, and on the bolter I have drilled out the barrel, and I've also added a book onto his side. I've now painted his staff with Screamer Pink, and the skull is a base coat of Kantar Blue. I've also painted his bolter with Mephiston Red and highlighted the details on the side of the bolter with White Scar. I've done the final set of highlights on the backpack and on the cape now. The cape has now been shaded with Null Oil, as well as the Lead Belcher on the chains. The bolter has also been shaded with Null Oil, and the Purity seals have been shaded with Agrax Earthshade. I've also shaded the staff with Carroburg Crimson. I have shaded the skull on the top of the staff with Dragonhof Nightshade. I put some shading on the pages of the book so that it looks worn as well. For the base, I've glued on some slate and gone over it with some blue Vallejo water effects. Here is the finished model on its base. I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. Really happy with this. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button and click on the notification bell to be notified of any upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all soon.